Greetings and welcome to New Media News. My name is Chuck Palm. Today is October 1st, 2009. This is episode number 5. New Media News is brought to you by IPN, the Internet Podcasting Network. Check out podcastingforyourbusiness.com for an exciting panel discussion from this year's Tampa Bay Bar Camp. New Media News wants you. We're looking for cub reporters who are interested in social media and would like to submit a story, or for comments on stories that we've recently done or you'd like for us to do in the future. Send an email to the address at the end of this segment. Also, New Media News is on Facebook. Be sure to friend us on the Facebook fan page for New Media News. New Media News is the only news netcast that is all about, by, for, and with social media on the web today. And now, for this week's top stories. IBM predicts the end of advertising as we know it. TechDirt dishes on the National Hockey League and their Twitter page. From our rumor mill department, Wired.com talks about the new upcoming Apple tablet. And from our friends overseas at the Register, they tell us about a new Facebook application that crowdsources translations. And from our Game Life section at Wired.com, Felicia Day and how she built her guild. And finally, our YouTube segment is still all about Felicia Day. Our first story this week comes to us from Social Media Today, which claims to be the web's best thinkers on social media and Web 2.0. This is about an IBM study, The End of Advertising as We Know It. It's the end of the ad as we know it. They mention here the next 5 years will hold more change for the advertising industry than the previous 50 did. I love this picture here. It looks like one of the guys from Mad Men falling off the building. So if you read the article, it has some pretty interesting statements like, imagine an advertising world where spending on interactive one-to-one advertising formats surpasses traditional one-to-many advertising vehicles, and a significant share of ad space is sold through auctions and exchanges. Yeah. Advertisers know who viewed and acted on an ad and pay based on real impact rather than estimated, quote, impressions. Consumers will self-select which ads they watch and share preferred ads with peers. User-generated advertising is as prevalent and appealing as agency-created spots. Yeah, pretty good stuff. It's based on the IBM Global Survey, and there are 4 change drivers shifting the control within the ad industry. They go on to talk about attention, creativity measurement, and advertising inventories. The wrap-up to this is there is no question that the future of advertising will look radically different from its past. The push for control of attention, creativity, measurements, and inventory will reshape the advertising value chain and shift the balance of power. Yeah, we're talking about advertising. Keep in mind this change will also impact the ad agency's new business practices. Take a look at the IBM Institute for Business Value Study. That's a large download PDF. Lots of good stuff in there. Next, from TechDirt.com comes this article about @NHL on Twitter. That's right, the National Hockey League is having a contest where you can tweet the winner of an NHL game and win tickets to the game of your choice coming up. Very interesting, but nonetheless, it fails to compare to the Twitter page itself. If you can see this, it is an amazing bunch of legalese, mumbo-jumbo, posted behind their Twitter page. So if you look at twitter.com/NHL, hey, it looks like a bunch of legalese behind their Twitter page. Really? Is that what we're interested in? Apparently the legalese is the contest rules in both English and Francais, for those of you who care. Next, from Wired's Gadget Lab, we learn everything there is to know about the upcoming Apple touchscreen tablet. Look at that puppy. Reminds me of my desktop after a tweet up with too many margaritas. Moving on, it says it looks more likely that Apple will release a 10-inch tablet in early 2010, saying that it will use the iPhone operating system. It is citing a source who has been credible with Apple information in the past. The tablet will sport a higher resolution than the iPhone touchscreen and expect something like a 5 to 6 times resolution of the iPod Touch or iPhone screen, 720p or thereabouts, which is 7 times the touchable surface area. Ooh. This particular report raises the likelihood of an Apple tablet landing in stores soon, called the iLounge. It cites the same source who was spot on when leaking details about the 5th generation iPod Nano prior to its September 9th launch. If you haven't had enough of that, there are plenty of links with lots of other rumors right here that you can source for yourself. Today from theregister.co.uk, that means it's British. They talk about a Facebook app that turns users into a web translation engine. That's right, now you can speak your favorite language on Facebook and help them create a translation engine for all those Facebook users out there in other foreign countries. Today, a web app conference in London, Facebook introduced a free service dubbed Translation for Facebook Connect, a translation engine driven by, yes, the site's users. That's crowdsourcing a language. How cool can that be? The app asks Facebook users to provide translations of a particular site phrases and then collects votes on which translations are most accurate. According to the company, when the tool was first used, it produced a Spanish language Facebook version in 2 weeks and a French translation in 24 hours. Because nobody cares. Now the company is offering its translation Wisdom of the Crowds engine to roughly 15,000 sites that use Facebook Connect. Go check that out at theregister.co.uk. And finally, from Wired.com in the Game Life section, an article on how Felicia Day recruited millions for her guild. Felicia Day's stardom wasn't handed down to her from on high by Hollywood. She guest starred on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and House, but most of her legions of fans still know her because of a show she wrote and produced herself that doesn't air on any network. I also know this girl from the very popular Dr. Horrible singing blog movie produced by Joss Whedon, also of Buffy the Vampire on TV. Now in its 3rd season, The Guild, which is Day's micro-budget comedic web series about a group of online gamers, enjoys financing from Microsoft as well as cushy placement on the Xbox 360 dashboard, but fans are still discovering Day and her nerdy ways online, thanks very much to her YouTube video, smash success, Do You Want to Date My Avatar? Funny stuff. In fact, that is our YouTube pick of the week. We'll go on to that after a little more looking at Felicia Day here and this very, very lengthy article by a Wired interviewer. I wonder why. And for our YouTube pick of the week, the same said Felicia Day and the Guild, Do You Want to Date My Avatar? This video is really hilarious if you've ever seen anything on World of Warcraft or anything like that as a gamer. That's why it's had almost 5 million hits. The Guild is a fabulous web series you gotta go check out. And no, honey, really, I'm not obsessed with Felicia Day. I don't know what you're talking about. I just think she's a great actress and really funny, you know? That's it for New Media News this week. Thanks as always for watching. You can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and at newmediapodcast.com. As always, give us 10 minutes and we'll give you the social media lowdown on the web today. My name is Chuck Palm. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.